What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Cal here from Buffalo SportsCenter, and today we are going to be making our NFL Week 3 game picks. So let's get right into it here. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, we have an AFC East matchup that does not include our Bills. The Patriots are in New York to take on the Jets. Now, both teams looked, kind of all right last year. Patriots came up short against the Seahawks. The Jets got the win against the Titans, but not in commanding fashion. I'll take the Jets here at home, though. Give me the Jets by maybe a touchdown. I think it's going to be very close, and I can see this game going either way, but give me the Jets because they're at home. Moving on, we have the New York Giants, the other New York team. They will be in Cleveland to take on the Browns. The Browns got a big win against the Jags last week. Give me the Browns at home here. Again, the Giants very easily could have won that game against the Commanders if they had a kicker, but their kicker, Graham Gano, got injured very early in that game, and they had to go for two a couple times. They had to go for it on fourth down, and they didn't convert on any of it, so that really cost them in that one. Give me the Browns, though. I think the Browns win this one. Close, again, for a little bit of the game, but I think the Browns pull away in the fourth quarter. The next one we have is the Eagles taking on the Saints. Now, I don't know if you guys saw that Eagles Monday Night Football game, but that was atrocious down the stretch. I mean, they should have had that game easy over the Falcons, but, horrible coaching, horrible execution there. And, yeah, the Saints are the most hot team in the league, I think you got to say. Put up a ton of points against the Cowboys in week 2. Put up a ton of points against the Panthers in week 1. I know that's not a huge, whatever. But week 2, huge game. Give me the Saints here at home. I think the Saints continue to win. I think the Eagles are going to be a little deflated after their last loss. And I think the Saints get a win here, but very close. I think the Saints start to come down to earth, but I think they still beat the Eagles there. Moving on, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this is a great game. I mean, the Texans are rolling. The Vikings coming off a massive win against the San Francisco 49ers. Again, the Texans look very good. The Vikings all of a sudden look very good with Sam Darnold at the helm. This is going to be a really fun game. I want to sway my bias a little bit here and say, the Texans are an AFC team, so I want them to lose. I'm not going to do that, though. I think the Houston Texans send the Vikings back to a loss. I think the Houston Texans will win this game. And, I could see the Vikings winning this game, but I'll take the Texans here by a field goal. I think it's a really close game, but I think C.J. Stroud just, it's a little better than Sam Darnold and gets the job done. Moving on to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay will be at home, and the visiting Denver Broncos will be in town. Again, this one's going to be, kind of a boring game. I don't see this one particularly being close. I think Tampa Bay has looked really solid so far this year. Nothing special, but they just are a very complete team. So give me Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to beat the Broncos. Next game, we have the Packers against the Titans in Tennessee, in Nashville specifically. And again, the Packers, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter if they got Jordan Love or Malik Willis back there. They're a very productive team. So give me the Packers here to beat the Titans away. Again, I think the Titans they're one step away. Will Levis, again, last week, another crucial red zone turnover that ended up costing them the game in the long run. So give me the Packers here to win. Again, this one might be close, but I don't think the Titans are going to win this one. Moving on to Chicago. Chicago will be visiting the Indianapolis Colts. Again, the Colts didn't look great last week. The Bears, again, they hung in there with the Texans. I think it's going to be a good game, but give me the Colts to bounce back and beat the Bears at home. Next game, we have the Chargers in Pittsburgh taking on the Steelers. The Steelers, this team might be sneaky good, right? They're just good enough. They're very complete. The Chargers, on the other hand, they've had some good moments, some bad moments. Last week was a very, easy win. They took on the Panthers there. So give me the Chargers here to pull off the win in Pittsburgh. That is it for the 1 o'clock slate. So now let's move on to the 4 o'clock slate and after. The Dolphins will be in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. I think the Dolphins, this is a tough one because the Dolphins do not have Tua. This is a really tough one because, again, the Dolphins have a lot of great guys on offense. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, the list goes on and on. Mostert might be back. A-Chain's still healthy. The Seahawks just haven't looked like a great team this year, but again, the Dolphins don't have a quarterback. Give me the Dolphins, though, to beat the Seahawks. I think it doesn't matter who's at quarterback there. I think they just have a more talented team. Again, this one's going to be close, though, because of no Tua. Moving on, the Panthers taking on the Red Hot Raiders. It doesn't matter who the Raiders or who the Panthers are playing. I'm going to pick against them. But, being against the Raiders who just beat the Ravens, give me the Raiders here big against the Panthers at home. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers in LA to take on the Rams. Again, like I mentioned before, the 49ers coming off a big loss against the Vikings. The Rams, again, this is a team that has looked solid, but they looked really bad last week against the Cardinals. So give me the 49ers to bounce back here. I know Deebo Samuel's out a couple of weeks, but I don't think it matters. The Rams had a really bad week against the Cardinals. Speaking of the Cardinals, our next game involves them and the Detroit Lions. This game is in Arizona. Now, this game could go either way, right? The Cardinals and Lions have kind of had reverse seasons, right? The Lions started off hot. Cardinals started off with that loss against the Bills. Then they flip-flopped in week 2. Week 3, let's see who could be the first to 2 wins. Man, this is a tough one. Give me the Lions on the road, though. I'll take the Lions. I think it's very close. I think Kyler has another great game, but I think the Lions need this win more. Moving on to the next game, and this is a good one. The Ravens taking on the Cowboys. Both teams with big losses last week. Both teams needing a win. Give me the Ravens on the road to upset the Cowboys. The next one is Sunday Night Football. We have the Kansas City Chiefs in Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Again, the Falcons, like I mentioned, big win against the Eagles on Monday Night Football. But give me the Kansas City Chiefs. I know, it doesn't matter if Mahomes is hot, Kelsey's hot, or if the refs are hot. Some way or another, the Chiefs are going to find a way to win this game. And I don't know if the Falcons could really do 2 upsets in a row. So give me the Chiefs there. And now usually we'd only have 1 game left, but this week we have 2 Monday Night Football games. So let's start off with the earlier one, 7:30. We have the Jaguars in Buffalo to take on the Bills. I got the Bills winning. No bias here. I just think the Bills are a hot team. The Jaguars are a cool team. Again, the Jags always give the Bills trouble, but give me the Bills here to win a close game. Now the last game of the week. This one is at 8:15. This will be the main Monday Night Football game, I guess you could say, on ABC. The Bills one will be on, I believe, ESPN. But yeah, Commanders in Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Give me the Bengals here to win this game. I don't think it's relatively close, unfortunately. But you never know. We'll see if Washington can hang in there. Jaden Daniels has made some really great plays so far this season. But again, that team in whole is not as talented as the Cincinnati Bengals. So again, the Bengals, they're a team that, they're 0-2, right? Big loss against the Chiefs last week, which they very easily could have won. And then that week 1 embarrassing loss against the Patriots. But I think they get on the board here to round out week 3. So let me know in the comment section if you agree, disagree. What's your thoughts on this week's games? And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and have a good one. Peace out.